Okay, good. I think we're fine now. Okay, I think we are waiting. I hope some people get lost. I hope they were able to connect. Um, Let me send this email. Hi guys. So I hope everyone is here. Madan, Janice, Sarah, Adola, and I think we're missing Muhammad. Hopefully we'll see him. Okay, so important is we were continuing. We'll continue. Today is the last class of this week. We have no class tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and but you have all the videos. You have all the the access. Those who are registering, there will be a work, and my training will be in that direction today. Okay, before I start, can you please confirm that you all can hear me? So if you can type or respond, that'll be great. That way I will feel like, I'm not talking to only myself. Okay, good. Always your response motivates me because we all remote. So excellent. Yeah, that's what I guess, your sign is saying. Okay. All right, good. And Janice, can you hear me? Janice, you there? I want everyone should be comfortable. Yeah, I agree. We are recording, and keep in mind we have a lot of other classes and engagements and things. We're very different, really. Because we keep working. A lot of people, you guys think like just like any QA training. We are not. Our classroom training, most of the people have took the training other places and then come to us. So we work on project, assignment, interview, a lot of the things, videos. You just do it, just whatever best way you can. I appreciate, maybe working, some issues, so okay, no problem, Janice. See, there's one good and important advantage for doing online training. There are a number of advantages, and one is most of the IT, we work virtual. A lot of our team members are different countries, different locations, uh, and then we work to, you already practicing that thing, your practice is already going on right now. This is a practice. When you type, when you speak, when you join, don't think like these are little by little, but it's important step in the right direction. We have seen a people, who never attended virtual meetings, never speak remotely, never, they feel very uncomfortable and all. So this will keep making you practice. This is one of the practice, and then someday we will do interview question and answer session. Someday we'll discuss some problem. Most probably from next week, we'll keep discussing. So yesterday I was talking about what are the, the qualities of a software tester. And if you go here, there is always question and answer session. Whatever you do, and there is no more interview question. If you can answer all these things, you not have to worry any other interview. So there are two questions. What are the qualities a good software tester should have? As a tester, what qualities do you have? Okay. So I repeated many times that this is not a college, this is not a school. What that means? It means I can give you some answer and you may feel like, yeah, it's a good answer. But again, that's not the end. This question will be valid even after 5 years. You have a 5-year experience. Someone can still ask you, okay, what do you think is the good software, the qualities of the good software tester, or what qualities do you have? Could you give some examples? So that's what I'm trying to explain to the guys, that you have to practice and make a good answer. You can say hardworking. You say I'm done, but again, done for whom? You basically communicating to someone who really so you have opportunity for you to a little bit express yourself. So let me answer that thing. Well, and also you are in a very starting of the course. As you practice more and as you learn more about the testing, and even today, when you finish the class at 11, you will have some more knowledge than what you have at 9:30 today. And I'll tell you, I will check at 11, 9, I'll check at close to 11, and I'll ask you. For example, I'm going to talk to you, um, what is test case? No one knows that. I'm going to talk to what are the software tester qualities. Maybe you have some idea that one. I'm going to talk what is defect, what the defect means, how the defect look like, how will you create the defect report, and so on. That is another job of the software tester. So two major skills you will learn today: how to create test cases and how to create defects. Defect report, and how to find the defect, and you will be surprised that even with this two knowledge, you can, if you want, you can work as a software tester, because a lot of software testers are doing this much. But again, our goal is to gain more and become very versatile. So you're not at the mercy of finding job, but you are going to dictate the things. You say so. But these two are can be important input for your resume. I wish I can show your resume to how it, maybe we can try if I get some time, 15-20 minutes, and we will see how this map to the resume and profile. That will be another interesting thing. Generally, people never show, or they just say like, oh, I'll give you the sample and you struggling, what should I write, in this. It happens so much at other places. What I'm asking is, let's start building side by side interview question, resumes, project, and I'll give some projects today. So let's see how many things I can finish. um, so one important thing is, yeah, so the software qualities, what are the, so let me go here and show you some stuff which you can, where. So if I go here under miscellaneous, and if I go here testers qualities, maybe you do make bigger. Okay. So there are some stuff like, learn from your mistakes. I'm just reading and then I will try to answer. Learn from your mistake, prioritize your work, Practice and improve your written communication. Everyone wants good written and writing communication, but it's not like you have to write a novel or anything. Um, uh, uh, be objective and professional. Don't be humble with software. Think out of the box. Questions everything. Think like the user. Increase the effectiveness of bug report. Be passionate. So I read the 10 points, and let's see, let me explain you. So, and then you will pick these qualities, some of the qualities which you have and, which you like to highlight. Like if you're not a very good speaker, it's not, you can say one of the greatest speaker, better you just pick some other qualities. So it's fine. So one is passionate about the work. And as I, telling in my previous lecture that I've seen someone working 1 year and become a manager, and I've seen someone working 15 years and still do, the tester. The reason is, one of the girl I seen, like, she was very passionate. She wanted to find the bugs, improve the qualities, and so on. So, of course, passion is one thing which people figure out, how passionate you are. Let's say this teaching, I'm doing a teaching. The teaching can be done manually, but I'm really, I feel like connected. I feel like a little bit passionate to just, share my knowledge, share the things which we are developing, and generally. So if that passion is there, it drive, it improve the quality, it make the things interesting. Same thing for your job. If you like the job and if you have a passion, you want to improve the quality of the software, you want that, the defect should be caught and fixed. And, if everybody appreciating you, you getting bonuses, you improving in your job, you getting a lot of other calls, it makes the things pretty interesting. So passion. The second important quality is think like a user. So let's say, let's say you're testing a car. Again, I'm a little bit switching. So if you think like the guy who is going to drive the car, how that person is going to feel, and and if you keep that perception in your work, you will really more better justify your work. Same thing, like even I can give this example, okay, if I can keep bragging that I have a 20-year experience and I'm a great teacher and, my training is the best and this and that, that's not really I mean, I can say a few times is okay, but what is important from me is that I should also think from your perspective. There are a lot of people here are non-IT. They never, they never work in IT. They are virtual. They are, they're trying to learn. They have, they want to enter into the IT job market. They want all kind of help and support and guidance and so on. And I can sense what their problems are, and how to really help, how, whether we can record this lecture, whether we give them some project, whether we provide 24/7. So this, what I'm saying is, it is in every job, that it is not only, I think, from my perspective, but I should think from your perspective, like how you are feeling about the things, how, you. So same thing for your job. So if you are a tester and if you're thinking, you're working on some, some software, some testing, it's not only you, but ultimately that is going to be used by other people, like Facebook. It's not only the Facebook company which is important, but the people who are using the Facebook, how they feel, how they like the feature of the, maybe the menu is there, but one menu is hiding the another menu, and it's very annoying. Or you just forgot, like, how to navigate, and it's very complex. So this is another. So these are some things, if your communication you're working on, if you have a passion about your work, if you think out of box. What do you mean out of box? Like yesterday we were talking about, if you checking the login, you think like, and we will do one scenario today, and I will tell you what do you mean by out of box. So you're also thinking what could work, what should work, and we're also thinking what should not work, a little bit out of box thinking. So these are some qualities which, when you go in the job, your someone mentioned yesterday, prioritize, listen, no, not prioritize, pay attention to detail. Excellent quality for the tester. Um, there's a lot of work you're going to do, and so you have to prioritize. That's again, basically you're the part of the quality department. How to improve the quality of anything, even in your life. How can you improve? If you keep doing the same thing again and again, same way, pretty much you will find like, you kind of, yeah, you kind of stuck. And then sometimes you say, let's plan everything, let's do in some little different way, let's go for some IT training, let's plan like, take some, go some out of box, and try some different way. And then you find like after 6 months, the life has a little bit different, options. So that's what I'm saying. The same thing in job too. You plan, prioritize, pay attention to detail, think out of box, ask every ask questions, and you have to start even from now. If something you not understand, ask question, and we will see when and all those kind of things. So these are some examples, and I would like when you answer this, it should come in your answer because I asked this question too. Why should I hire you? What qualities do you have? Are you a great tester? Why? Can you give me some examples? So we will talk these things. And if you see when someone asks those questions, the same thing you find, oh, I don't have answer for that. Oh, it was very difficult question. Not really. I mean, why should I hire you? Because I'm very passionate about my work. I love testing. I want to contribute in improving the quality of the product. I'm very pay attention to detail. Help the team members. The same answer, or what qualities do you have? The same qualities I'm just telling you. Why should you hire me? Because, I'm bringing all these things beside my, um, testing knowledge. So you guys getting this? So I will hear one day from you, like, what are the qualities of a good software tester should have? Let's answer. One is pay attention to detail. Number two, passion about the work. And the number three, think out of box. Number four, good communication. That's true for any job. Number five, prioritize your work. Number six, think like a user. Think from the user's perspective and so on. There's nothing like you can say, I have to say 10 things. Not really. You have to make such a way, a team player. You try to, when help the team member, whether you're sharing the knowledge or helping. So these are 6, 7 qualities, and there could be more. I'm not saying that, and you can add, but think in that direction. That will go in your resume. That will be always in the interview concern. And then if you not have these things, you develop throughout the training and after the training. So I'm going to put anything which is needed I can think about which can make an impact because a lot of managers, they're not interested in your knowledge. They're more interested in how can you, team player, you can fit that too. You can fit in the team, and if you have a passion for your work, if you love your work, if you are flexible, you're a team player, if you think from the user perspective, let's pay attention to detail, listen the what other people are saying is great. That's what everyone is looking for, in the at least testing job. Okay, so I will ask you these things. You know, these questions you have to answer and prove that you can do. And once you can do, there is a way you can go and complete your assessment side by side. And that assessment will start from today. Whether SDLC, these questions you have to do, IT company structure, these company questions you have to do, and we will do one 15-minute question answer session just to fix the things, from time to time. Now, there is so what is the job of the tester? So let's say anyone. I'm going to ask some questions. So let's move to and try to understand. So far, we're trying to understand how the IT company looks like. We're trying to understand what is software development life process. We're trying to understand why testing is important. We're trying to understand why the developers make a mistake and what tester does and what business analyst does and do and all those things. So that's okay. So now let's focus more on the QA and software testing today and see. And this is my another interview question. I asked, the guy said, oh, okay, you're working from 15 years or 8 years or 9 years or 2 years. Question is, can you tell me what is your daily activities? What generally usually you do in your job, as a software tester, what are your daily activities? So and it's very interesting to hear, the way the people respond and analyze and but I would like to give that answer, and I would like to explain you, and I want you should think in that direction, and I will ask you again those things. So what is the job of software tester? So for example, let's take the same example. So let's say Macy's.com, e-commerce site. E-commerce means the site which you just sell the product, make the money, like Amazon or Macy's or anything. You are a tester, and I know you have no background, you just starting the training. But this is the one question I asked when other people who call me and they say, "Hey, Jay, I took a training and I'm very good. I work very hard and I know everything." And but I don't know what to write in my resume. I don't know, I'm interested in the job and things. And they have a lot of definition and crappy, the theory they have learned. I mean, it's not their fault. It's the guys who taught them. So I asked them this question. Okay, let's say Macy's.com, I hire you. We have, he's our customer, and you are the tester here. Can you tell me what will you test, and what will be your daily activities? And it will be very funny to see that that person is sweating, is struggling, and not able to. You say, well, I really not didn't think from that perspective. I know all the definition, what is testing, what is functional testing, what is this, what is that. But I say, well, what will you do with that? This is the job, the guy is going to pay you $50 an hour. What will you do there? If you go there, what will you do? First hour, second hour, third hour? Can you at least talk in that direction? So, so that's what we have to analyze. We have to be very critical. We should be not wasting our time. We be directly hitting what we have to do. And if you are a really tester, and if you go in the testing job, this is one of the real example. It is there. If you go to the after this class, go to the Indeed and just search e-commerce tester job. Testers who do the e-commerce site, and you will find some jobs. And what exactly you have to do is there is a problem like this, and you have to figure out what to do. And if you can figure out that solution and able to do, believe me, people will pick you. They know that's where you have to focus. So what will you test? We did yesterday one small analysis of Gmail, like here. And I'm going to throw some questions for next 3-4 days when we have no class, because but the questions will be always what I teach. Never ask you anything which I don't teach. This one. So we did this exercise, and I ask you, and this is another my favorite question. Even if you have 10-year experience, you come back to me, I'll ask you, can you tell me what will you test? And we talked yesterday the layout, spelling, whether the login password correct should work, incorrect login password should not work, and the link should work, and so on. So as a tester, if you develop this quality, and if you have that quality, and if you think, of course, if you not have, but if you at least getting, and if you, that's exactly you will do. This Gmail is one of the pretty top project for Google. So if you are a developer, if you want to become a developer, you figure out how to create this page. If you're not able to do, you will get fired, definitely. They don't need you for any other reason. If you want to be a tester, you figure out how will you test this. So if you want to become a business analyst, you figure out how to collect the requirement for this. If you want to become a operation team, you figure out how will you deploy and maintain. As I say, everybody is paid for the reason they hired, and you have to exactly do the reason you are hired. So if you, and what I thought, if you want, so you pick you pick the area where you are comfortable, where you like, and every area is important for the company. As you can't skip, you can't bypass. The products cannot be released. Nobody wants to take the risk. It is equally important for the developer that they should create. It is equally important for the tester that they should validate, and then only the company can start selling and make money. They can't bypass anyone, and they pretty much pay uh, whoever does a good job. Whether is it, they pretty. I've seen the testers making 150, 160. I've seen the testers making 50,000, 60,000. I've seen the developer making 50,000, 60,000. I've seen the developer making 150, 160. But you make sure if you're becoming a developer, you should be able to do the development work. No one will ask you to come and test. And if you want to go into testing, make sure you know that. So it's just like, if you want to become a doctor, you can't do the work attorney does, or if you want to become a teacher, then you have to do teaching work. If you want to become a doctor, you can't avoid the patient. If you want to become, the attorney, then you can't, it's every job has the nature, So in the company, there are different groups, and when we hire, even though you have other skills, we don't allow you. We say, this is what you are hired for. You just focus on that. So anyway, now what we are focusing right now is what will you test, and we figure out that we are going to yesterday for this one, and it will be one of your assignment that go to Gmail, Google page, this page, and list down all the things which you will test. Still, I want to see all the stuff which you can say, and I will see how many maximum you can point out. So that's question number one. Now, this is the second thing. If you go to the e-commerce website, which is Macy's or Amazon or any other similar site, of course every site is a little different. What product they're selling and what items they're selling. But I'm talking about the general. What will be the general answer? One second, guys. Is everyone okay? Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So what will you test? Anyone would like to answer? Input and output test. Layout is spelling check. Anyone? I know it's a very big question, and I'll give you some solution, and even I'll show you it is inside the portal. You have to read that. I'm going to discuss it, but I'm just what is needed for make sure the browser is working correct. That's one of the make sure this site is working in the different browsers. What else? We check the sale price, compatibility with different browsers. Good. Okay, guys, as I said, we are here taking a training, but we are also working not like a college. We are working together as a team, like the way we work in the industry, and we have to create the solutions. So this is one of the problem of this week, that if any e-commerce site you're going to work, I don't like only one or two line. We need the whole sheet where you can keep mentioning throughout the training and keep building that list, and we are going to start that list from today, and I want to see in the written mobile desktop. Yeah, that could be possible. The same website. I will keep discuss today, I'll discuss tomorrow, I'll discuss next week, I'll discuss uh, throughout the training and some other projects and all. So let me teach you now. Let me give you some input which you have to talk in the industry. And even if you go for an interview tomorrow, it is the same going to be valid. And whether you're going 5 years down the road, the same answer will valid too. And then we will work on this project and create the list. So my second question is, go to Macy's.com and list as many things as you can decide what will test. So here are some guidelines. Any e-commerce site has certain important things, like there are, one is inventory. Every website has cell number of the products. So there's a whole listing of the products, and if you go under the products, there's a product categorization, laptops, clothes, shoes, and so on, different things. So there's a whole list of categorization of the product. And if you go in the product, you will see the product description, you'll see the images. Sometimes you can enlarge the images. Sometimes, you see the, various options, to rotate and so on. So there will be a number of things related to, and if you go to Amazon.com or Macy's.com, and if they have hundreds of and thousands of products, and every category and every item, and you validating that the description is correct and picture is correct and all the details which is given is correct, that's your job as a tester. And there will be a number of testers, who are working as a team, because Amazon is just not a one website. They have a billions of dollars. Honestly, their revenue is more than a lot of countries' GDP. A lot of the countries, as a country I'm talking, they don't earn that much as what the Amazon.com on. So these are big, the big powerhouse, and the Amazon or Macy's or Macy's has anyway the stores too. These all stores are in trouble because all the transactions and business is going more online, and is growing. So one is the product categorization. The second one is all the pricing. You see the prices, every item has the price should be correct. It's not like if you're selling the laptop in $300 and at your website it is displaying $3. Who will not like to buy? And if that happen, and if you not catch, if the developer make a mistake, if they read the value from the database, and we will learn database in future classes, where we'll go Oracle and database and make queries and all. But all these prices are in the tables, and from there it comes. And if those prices and if those prices are not correct, and if you're selling something on the $3 which is supposed to be $300 or $30, people will see the price and they buy. And by the time already thousands of the product is bought, and the people said, you sure? And I bought. Who is going to pay? Company. So what I'm saying is the testing is so important and such a nightmare and so important for the companies that they always think like, okay, it's good developers are creating, but the important part is everything should be validated. So of course all the prices you validate. Now there's another important part of e-commerce site is you already familiar, but maybe you're not able to reproduce, but from today onward you will be. One is e-cart. Every website, you see there's a cart system, and how will you test the cart? Can you add the items to the cart? Can you delete the items? When you add the items, the prices are going to be changed, and the total is changed, and everything. As we were talking that developers are under pressure. They are heterogeneous. Their skills, things are changing. They're prone to make tons of mistakes, and if those things are not correct in the cart and prices and anything, it will lead to pretty much the business will be, it'll be out of business. You can't handle all these customers, claims and concerns and, complaints. It will be too much. So testing, and that's what the jobs are. So another is all the test. Think about number of things from the cart. Then another important part of the e-commerce site is payment. You pay, you go there are various payments from PayPal, pay from your American Express, credit card, Visa, MasterCard, and so on, different, the options. When you are a tester and you inside the company and before releasing the product, you working with the credit cards and you are testing that all the transactions are working before you release to the outside. It is the same way like our website. When you register for this course, a lot of people go and pay online. We make sure all the payment are correct. You paying $500, it should not show $50 to us. Then we will say, oh, you only paid $50. You say, no, I paid $500 or I paid $1,000 or whatever. So it can lead to a lot of business problems, if the things are not, and it happens a lot. And you're getting a confirmation, is the amount is showing correctly, and is it storing correctly? So all kind of, is your transaction is secured, and encrypted and all those kind of things. So there's a whole section of testing in the payment. There's a whole section of testing the products inventory. There's a whole section of testing, the prices, and then, there are the option like you can short on the basis of highest price, lowest price, ascending, descending, and all those things. Uh, some people already mentioned like your website should open into the different browsers. It's not only is working in Chrome and other guys complaining, oh, I don't see that product because he's using Firefox. So when you test, you go through all this thing and make sure it tests. Um, uh, and so on. If your website opens on the mobile devices, is on iPhone, is on the BlackBerry, is on Android phones, you make sure is all the things looking there. So you will be there is a performance. Is your website is working good for one person, two person? What happen if 100 or 1,000 or 100,000 people hit the website? Is your website is still going to work? That's called the performance testing, and then a lot of things from the security point of view. So it's so I'm giving you a starting thought, and if you can analyze the problem this way, and if you can produce the answers in that way, and you have to because you anyway going to show and we're going to work with you, then and then later on you can test the e-commerce website and then you are set for testing an e-commerce website because you have a checklist, you have experience. This is another good thing about testing. A lot of people don't understand that if you want to become a teacher, you can only teach when you go inside the school and you have students. If you want to become a doctor, you will only apply your skills when you go in the hospital and you have a patient. But if you want to become a tester, you can test Macy's.com, you can test Amazon.com, Facebook, Infotek solution, our solution, or there are freelancer websites where you can register, and I will encourage everyone in this class. You treat yourself a professional from here. You are developing the skill which can be sellable, where you can demand and people pay, and you can start testing their website. Everything is web solution nowadays. Even Google or Facebook, they're all website in some way, but like how powerful they are. So yeah, freelancer and things. So this is a question I'm going to give you, and you have to analyze from different angles, just not one line, two line, three line, or five lines, much more than that. But how do you remember? One is you listen this video, which we are recording, and then there is another thing which I'm going to show you. So look here. So, so when you go inside the portal and when you go here under manual testing, one second. So if you go under test cases, and I'm going to talk to you test cases today too, and then we will, in the end, we will try to summarize what tester does. That's a big question. It's hard for me to give every answer in the first week, but still I'll try. There is a checklist which we have created for our consultants, and I would like to show you. So what your first job will be, you read this checklist, go through the checklist, open Macy's.com, go through this checklist, and then you analyze, review, and start writing your own answer. So let me go through this checklist, and we will come back and forth, back and forth. At least you start understanding that what you have to test, and if you really spend some time, you will find testing job is not hard. It is important job. Is a very interesting, second happiest job, and any job is making is if it's a happy job, then definitely you can't be happy if there's not a good payment, if there's not a good opportunities, if you're not there's a lot of reason for make the job happy. It's just not the payment. It's a lot of other things needed. So if you go here, you will test all the main page, home page, you test the feature product page, special offer page, about us, whatever be on the main page. And if you let me scroll down, you will test all the product categorization, different product, can you short on the name, on price, read all these things. You can search all the product. Then you will the title is correct, description is correct, images are correct, Can you enlarge the picture? Can you 360-degree view the picture? Check the related products, and so on. Then you see there the shopping basket. You're going to make sure you can add the product to the basket. You can remove the product from the basket. You can change the quantities. You can select the delivery option and so on. This is a generic guideline which we give to our working software consultant. And I have no, even though you are pretty new and no background, and I have really no fear to share the same knowledge to you because I know you can get this. And if you can get this, your market value will go very high, because mm, because if you have some friends who are testers and working, ask them some question. Ask the same question, what will you test, and see how they answer. Maybe you'll find that your answer will be better than them, and and check. So checkout and payment. So can there is a lot of things here. How will you check out payment? Is your payment is working with Visa, debit, MasterCard, Amex? You also do the negative testing. Negative testing means if you try to pay the wrong credit card without, not the correct, is your payment going through that? Always keep in mind positive and negative thoughts when you do that. So that's they're talking about payment. Now the browser compatibility. Okay, this is all these things you will not do in isolation. When you are working with a business analyst, you are working with a project manager, you are working under your lead and manager of the QA department, you're working with the developers. So you going through a lot of discussion and meetings and things and confirmation like, okay, which browser I should use and what version of the browser should be used. This all you going to be confirmed by number of people in your team. However, you knowing what you're talking about and what they are talking about, that's important. You cannot so that's what we have to build. But there will be a lot of help around. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of interaction. It will be not done in half an hour the way we did. It may be done in whole month. You're talking and discussing. Okay, are we going to use the credit card? Which credit card we going to use? And this and that. Which browser we are going to use? Which mobile devices we're going to use? And then what features we're going to, which products we're going to. This is that will be your job like every day, 8 hours out of 8 hours, Monday to Friday. That's why, so you will get if you can do here, you can believe me, do there, at least the testing job. If you have to become a developer and can you create that exactly thing, I really don't know how long it'll take. It depends on a lot of different factors. So industry, whatever you hired for, you have to do that. So that's the browser and mobile devices. Already someone said like, Android, iPhone, iPad, whatever your company and your group wants for that product. Let's say we want to launch our mentorship portal for interview and all. We don't want that. That should be tested for mobile devices or iPhone right now. So I will say don't test that. I'm really not interested right now. Later on we will see. So this is all you have to, but I'm giving you the general guideline. Performance testing, you will learn what is performance testing, but right now in one line, just like your car is moving good, all the features are working, that's called functionality testing. But what about the speed up? How much speed it can, what happen if I speed up 120, 140 miles? Is it going to, going to wobble? It is going to, not be stable, or when it will become unstable, and how, so that's called performance, and how fast you can speed up or slow down. The same thing here. The website is working fine for 5 people, 10 people, but what happens if the load increase? If it get dead. So that's also the tester job will talk how to do. Check your links. All the links are working. If the links are there, it's not supposed to, broken. Um, Proofreading. All the spelling should be correct. And then I forgot one more thing. Like most of the e-commerce website has, kind of shipping information. So I'm sorry, the shipping delivery. Make sure it is correct. Make sure you're getting a confirmation of the shipping and all those things. So We are pretty much towards, I don't want to go more than this right now. So here we have done 60-70% of the e-commerce. And now if you try to think that answer, which I asked you 15 minutes back, you will be much better to answer that thing. So again, my question is, if you're working on the e-commerce website, what are you going to test? And now you know that there's a product categorization, payment module, e-cart, various links, performance, all the shipping, delivery, and and so on. And then if you keep thinking and keep little bit reading and referring, you don't have to cram. It's not needed. No cramming is needed. There's not like it's like a college where you have to mention all the points, then only you will get. If you are working in the industry, you can take our templates. We will give you all the templates which they use in the industry. Use them. If they don't have, the company doesn't have. You say, I already have the template. And if a company say, oh, can you show and can we use? With our permission, you can give it to them. So is this hard? Maybe right now, but I'm pretty sure you guys getting it, and you're going to work on this, and I'm going to work with you, and my other team members will work with you, and we will see and create a good solution. What is e-commerce? What exactly you will test as the e-commerce website, and there are some question answers too. So that's one thing. Now I have to a little bit rush today because I want to bring two more concepts, and then next week will be easy because we have to build up. The second is what is test case, right? So this is another important thing, test case, and I wrote it down here. Actually, I have to close it. So this is another question which I would like to answer later on. Maybe, okay. I don't know where is the stuff which I was showing you yesterday. These are all my notes which I keep creating in the class, and a little bit messed up. Okay. Okay, good. So I'm going to give you a new concept of test case. And this you maybe not heard about, or maybe you don't know. And you have to write the test case. So I'll show you it is written by someone. You have to first review, and then you have to write. For writing, you need Excel or Google Docs. Maybe it's possible here that people have never used that. And I don't mind, if you not even know how to browse, I even take that account in the training too. I remember 2 years back, one girl came from Maryland, and she said, I have a 15-year experience as a nurse, and now I'm sick with the sick people. I don't like my job. There's no growth, too much hard work. I want to become a software tester. But she said, I don't use any computer, even writing in the Excel and thing will be hard for me because I've never done, all the time what I do is wake up early, go to hospital, work hard, and come back and then take care of my family. But she said, I'm very determined. I'm very hardworking. I have already quit my job, and I know I can do it. And I said, well, if you are determined and passionate, I'm more determined than you, and I'll make sure you will able to do it. And you'll be surprised. We were in Virginia, and she used to drive from Maryland. And I remember it was winter time, November, December, January, And it's very surprising that she used to be the first person in my class, She used to drive like 90 minutes almost. And the people who live around like a 2 miles distance, they used to be like 15 minutes late and things. And she said, this is what my whole character in last 15 years. I never been late in the hospital. And she learned even how to browse. She learned even how to write the test cases. She learned how to use the Excel. And you guys cannot believe that when we were finishing the course, she was the one, and she struggled. A lot of area like SQL and things she struggled, and she applied, and sometimes she repeated certain things. And she was the one who has the resume first in her hand, even though we're finishing the class and applying, and she converted 2 jobs within just, and then there are a lot of people, who just think, oh, I already know what's the big deal about this and thing, and So as I said, um, it's matter a lot. Your basic qualities really leads you to the success, not your knowledge only. Knowledge can be always built and accumulate. Your basic things, which you learn and things and so if you not have, I don't mind. As I said, I will even teach you how to open the browser. I will teach you, how to write into the Excel. I'll show you how to do in this thing. But you have to do it. And one thing is you can't skip here. You will get the thing which you have to do, and we will sit and make sure you can able to do. Because this is the place where you have to learn. I want to make sure you really know, you can understand the concept, you can write the test cases, and if you can do here, then you go in the industry and write the test cases the rest of your life. So we will see what is test case, what is the big deal about this. I'm using yesterday, I'm using right now. So, and I will keep repeating next week too. So maybe it will be a little hard today, but we'll see. I don't know it's hard or easy. You will tell me. So this one. So let's say this page. I only want to think about this part right now, the login part. Let's say I'm not worried about the links. I'm not worried about the spelling, layout of the page, only this. If you have to test this thing, how will you test as a tester? And what exactly people do in the industry? So guys, 1 second, someone is bugging me. Hello? Yes. Huh? Yep. Okay, sure. Take care. Thanks. Bye. Sorry guys, it's snowing in my area and a little crazy. So uh, my wife called, she's stuck somewhere. So anyway, so basically I was talking about what is a test case. And so if you have to test this one, you have to keep two things in mind. One is positive test case and another one is a negative test case. Positive test case means if I give login password, what will happen? And if I give incorrect login password, what will happen? So let me go here and see. So, okay, so these are the things. So where, I don't know. So when you write a test case, um, when if I ask you what basically you will test, you already said like the display is correct or not, or correct login credentials are working or incorrect login credential or not. These are the things you figuring out what will you test. But this is not called the test case. In the industry, test case is the format or template. And if you work to any company, they pretty much 99% they follow the same template. So I'm going to show you what exactly the test case contains, what exactly it looks like, how to write the test cases for Gmail, this one, this page, and this is your assignment also in this week, that you have to review the test cases which we already wrote. Actually, it's written by one of the girl like who was in the training. And for this page, you have to develop the test case. So this is what my whole objective is. Um, so the test case here contain test case ID, means the first test case has test case 1, then 2, then 3 and 4, so on. Every test case has the test case name. Then description means few lines about that test case, like what this test case will do, why I'm writing the test case. And then I'm pretty sure you have the question what is called test case. And also let me give me some time, let me show you, and then we will discuss about that. And then detail step, what are the steps, and then expected result and actual result. So if you have to write the test case in the industry or in this training, you have to follow this template, and your test case will contain these things: test case ID, test case name, description about the test case, detailed steps, expected result, actual result. every test case will contain these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. And this will be interview question later on too, like, what are the, what are the things which we include in the test case. Now, what that means. So let me take one example, not the software example. I will come back later on. I'm going to take the example of car because that makes more sense and you connect yourself. So let's say you are hired by the car company and the company is building a very exciting new car with a lot of exciting features, and you join as a testing department, and you attending the meetings and reading the, all going in the meetings, interacting with the various requirement team and engineering team, and reading the, specification and trying to figure out how this car will look like when it will be ready and what feature it will contain. So once you find out, oh, this has a 5 gears and brakes and lights and navigation and all those, so you making the list of all the features by going in the meeting, reading the specification. That's the list. Then once your list is ready, then you start thinking what you will test and then writing the test case for that. So let's say you decided that you're going to, let's say the car has few gears. So let's say you trying to think that I'm going to test, once the car will be ready, which is in, let's say, in May or June, and right now you are in March. You say when the car will be ready, you put the key in the ignition and try to turn the key right hand side, and then what you expect is the engine should start. So that will be the one test case. Every feature, which you say, so that will be the expected result. Means what you are expecting is when you put the keys and turn the keys right side, you expecting the engine should start. So the detailed step is what you opening the door, putting the key into the ignition and turning right. That's a step. Description. So why you are writing the test case? The reason you are writing the test case to check whether the ignition starts or not. And the name, give some name and ID. So if I have to write that test case, I will say test case 01, name, check ignition, description, checking whether the ignition starts or not, detail step, putting the key, turning right, expected result, engine should start, actual result. Right now, let's say you are thinking in March, the car is not ready. You're still thinking when the car come in June, this is what you're going to do. At that time, when you do, if the engine really start, then you say actual result pass. If engine doesn't start, then actual result fail. So that's the one test case. Second test case, let me give you 2 or 3 examples, at least 3 examples, and then we'll go back and do for the Gmail page, and then I'll show you how it is written, and then I'll ask you if you have any questions, and then you can review, and then you try to write that. So the second test case is, let's say you want to see what happens if you take the gear to the drive mode. So your test case will be 02, test case, second test case name, check drive, I mean the D, the gear on the D mode, which should take the car to the front, forward. So description, checking whether the drive is working or not, and detail step, what you will do, take the gear, put on the D drive, what do you expect, the car should move forward. Second test case. The third is checking on the reverse. So give the name, give the description, put the this gear to the reverse. What you expecting? The car should go backward. So what I'm saying is this is called the design of the test case. Means company hired you in February. You are now in March. You are attending the meeting, reading the descriptions. Car is not ready till May or June. So what you're doing is you trying to write down all the things which you will test, and that's what the testers do. The first thing is they collect all the information, go in the meeting, and then they plan when the software will be ready, what they're going to test, and then that has to be converted in terms of the test cases. And when you write the test case, it has to contain all these, the descriptions. So let me still, I'm going to show you some things, and then I'm going to give you the chance to ask. So let me see how it is written. This one, the one which I showed you for e-commerce, this is not the test case. This is a checklist, the whole list, So if I go here, and if I go under the test cases, and if I go, there's a lot of documents, a lot of test cases we wrote, which we use in the industry. So let's say Gmail test cases. So this is a document created by one of the trainee, and whether you are in the training or whether you are in the company, I mean, she called me. She was very, she got a job. She was very concerned that can I do this work? I have no experience. I don't know. I'm very nervous. And after 3 months, 4 months, she called me and said, Jay, I'm feeling really bored here because what I'm doing is writing the test cases and I already done so much. And every day, 8 hours, I have a time. So I said, what's the problem now? You getting paid, you enjoy. So, the industry, is not like, every day you learn there. You go to your work, you don't learn every day. You just keep doing the same thing every day again and again. So anyway, right now you have to make sure you understand this and not, make sure you can able to do. So when you write the test case, it will look like this. And I'm going to spend a lot of time on this to make sure, because this is one of the major part of tester, So if you see, let's read what this girl wrote. So name of the application, Gmail, module name, login, created by the name or her name, date of creation, whatever date. So this is some detail. Then this is the first test case. Then this is the second. This is third, fourth. If you see, all test cases are exactly same format, similar. There's no difference. So if you can write one, two, or three, it is easier to write further. So if you see here, the test case ID 1, the second test case has 02, name, Gmail login successful, valid username, valid password, means this little bigger name, but you can pick any name, whatever you want. So basically what she's trying to do is, it is written here in the description that she's trying to validate correct username and correct password should work. So if you give the correct username, correct password, you're checking is it working or not. So detail step, you open the you go to the Gmail link. What you expect, the page should be displayed. Second step, enter valid username, valid password, and hit sign in. And what you expect, you should able to log in. So if you see, the first test case has ID, name, description, detail step, expected result. Test case is done. So if you go here, I showed you every test case should contain this. So how will you do? It's not hard. You can take the Google Excel sheet or say create a table, put these things, and if you don't know, there's a video where I'll show you. It is the guy is showing you line by line how will you write the test case, in the Excel. So because we learn from you, when as I say, what the tester qualities, you have to be taking care of the users thing, So this training is not for me. I already know all these things pretty well, and I'm doing from long time. This training is for you. So if you're not able to achieve, and if you not succeed, then training is not getting the objective it's supposed to be. And we know like there is multiple factors, but still, objective is very clear that you have to get ready for the job market. You do exactly the thing what job market is looking for. So if you understand test case, if you think it's good, and if you're able to create here, then you can create anywhere. And I whatever we teach, like I took the e-commerce website, I'm going to give you the 47brand.com, and I say you test this website, and say, so I try a lot that you should be as much as possible connect with the real world. So that's the first test case. Let's read some more test cases. Second test case is written for invalid username and valid password. And the format is pretty much same, that she's trying to check what happen if I give the invalid username and valid password. So steps are: open the URL, the page should be displayed, enter the valid username, invalid username and valid password, and hit sign in. And what you expect is, user should not able to log in, Error message in red should be displayed. The email or password you enter is incorrect. Message should be followed by a question mark, and so on. So now you may be wondering that where should she get this information, like what error message will get. That is where you have to talk to business analyst, or you go in the meeting, because business analyst is the person. So here is the thing. So basically someone decided to launch the product. Like let's say we are working on the job portal. We decided that we want to give our candidates a job portal. So I floated the idea. Now how that job portal should look like, and what will be the menu, and what will be the pages and links and things, that is going to be built by the business analyst by talking to different people and then say how it should look like. If you want to become a BA, you have to be that kind of knowledge. You have to develop that is the thing. And we are very good in that. I'll make you BA in a month, and real BA. Now, then once you have that requirement, then developers have to create exactly what the BA wrote in the requirement document. Developers say, I know how to create, but I'm not going to think your website or your solution or your page. You tell me and I will make sure I can do my work. And then once they create, we don't know whether it is working or not working, or it exactly created what was in the requirement. That's where the testers comes into the picture. And so how do you know what error message should come? By checking in the requirement document, talking to the BA, and you will put it here. And when it will be really developed by the developer and you are really testing, then you see the actual result is empty right now because I'm writing in March and my product will be ready in June. So in June, when the product will be ready, I will do exactly the same thing. I will enter the username. I will enter the wrong username and correct password. I will do whatever I wrote here and hit sign in. And if I'm getting this error message, then I will say pass. If I'm not getting this error message, then I will say fail. And it will go back to the developer again. Developer has to fix it. Again, it will come back to you and you will test it and you will say pass or fail. So it is you who is going to create the defect, and it is you, we're going to talk that too. That's another major concept. And then you are the person who going to close the thing. It's not the developer who can say, oh yeah, I know it is working, let me close. They're not authorized to do that. They're supposed to fix it, and that's why their work is hard, and that's why it takes more time and much higher skills to get that thing. So, but I'm not going to debate those things right now. So this is a test case. If you're writing the test case, it has to be look like this. And the third test case is for invalid username and invalid password. The fourth test case is for empty username, empty password. The fifth test case is for empty username, valid password, and so on. And she wrote like, I believe 13, 14 test cases on the Gmail page. How many? 14 test cases. And so the first thing what you have to do is, this is a real test case. This is a real document. This is a way. I mean, I just intentionally uploaded some training document because we have wrote our own, and you can see, in some other slides that if she can do, then you can do too. So go through it. Try to not write too much English. No one will read. You have to be very precise. 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines. You can't make the whole paragraph or page. Also, there will be another question for you, that what will be in the test case. So the guideline is whatever minimum meaningful thing. For example, in the car, putting the gear on the drive is one test case. Putting the gear on the reverse is another test case. Putting on the neutral is the third test case, because every one is telling me this feature is working or not. There are some people who put all the three in one. They're checking the gear, and they say the one step is putting in the drive mode, the second step is putting in the neutral, the third is putting into the reverse. So they put all the three in one. Well, you can do that too. Uh, However, I don't like that. I want more granular, more, the level, like this test case is for checking the gears working in the drive mode, or this test case is for checking whether the gears are in the neutral mode, or, so the reason is, if the test case fails, I don't know whether it failed because of neutral or drive or reverse, because all three are in one. So if If this test case is failed, the first one is not working, I'm pretty sure because correct username and correct password is not working. So, or this is. So, um, I hope you're getting some idea. Now I would like, are you guys hearing me? I want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. Are you there?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, excellent. Definitely you're, and if you, okay. All right. Um, I'm building. Yeah, initial is a little hard, even though I know I can sense you may be getting, but I will repeat. And once you know some concept, it will be more fun to, talking like, what is test case, what is defect report, why, then you understand my terminology and it will be more easy to connect. So all right, guys. So one job will be writing the test case. So your another assignment will be, I will say, go to so this will be a question. Go to this Gmail page and it will be everything will be written and mailed to you. Those who have registered your account is good. Those who have not, we will send all the details tomorrow and we will work with you. So go to this Gmail page and figure out what will you test. That girl figure out 14 things. You try to figure out as many as you want. Of course, you can go and look her work too. Second thing is you try to write the test cases. So the first thing what you do is you write by hand. You have a paper, write down on the paper. Try to, and then later on, once you get comfortable, then we will convert into the Excel. Because I don't want to say, oh, I don't know Excel, then how can I write? Write on the paper. Just take the pen, take the paper, make the columns, detail step, expected result, actual result, and you do few times, write one test case, second test case, third check test case, fourth test case, and then bring all the problems and we will not teach next week. We will discuss and then see how it is going and all. And there will be not that all the interview questions and all the assignments will be not like the college, like, your deadline is over Monday. Now you pass or fail. The teacher gave and say, I'm not going, this is, we're not doing here. All your work will be online and you keep working unless you achieve the goal, which I really looking for. What qualities tester should have? If you say pay attention to detail, I will say 1 out of 10. It means then you say, oh, hardworking, there, okay, 2 out of 10. You have to not only answer but make the good answer because you have to make the impact in the interview. You have to make the impact inside the company too when you get a job and when you work there. Not it's not something for me, it's a very big deal. A lot of people and thousands and hundreds of people are working in the IT companies, and I hired throughout my career and mentor a lot of people. So it's just the right strategy. You have to apply, take some pain, a few weeks. It's not that terrible pain. Also, honestly, I can say, but definitely you have to a little bit discipline, work, and then make it happen. If you're not able to write the test case, you'll sit with me or sit with someone and make sure you sit next to me and we'll write line by line, and then you can do it. But you try your best and you will, and I'm pretty sure you make some mistakes, and I'll talk next week what mistakes people make and how they mess up the whole thing. So so the one thing is test case. Now, if someone is showing to me like 8 year experience or 5 year, and if I'm asking that guy, did you write the test cases in your job? And can you give me some examples what test cases you write? Can you tell me what are the fields in the test case? If the guy is sweating and wobbling and not mumbling and not answering me and making the story, do you think it is, we're going too hard? And it happens a lot. People say, oh, I was writing, 6 months back. Right now, I'm reading the requirement. I don't remember that. Even you guys, who are doing the very first time, next week when I will ask, the test case means the ID, name, description, detail step, expected result, actual result. Now you have to do a few more times. How will you able to remember? Take the example of car and think you are going to check whether the ignition is working or not. So what will you do? You will do the steps and you expect the car to start. And if car really start, then the actual result pass. If not start, then fail. So if you connect few times, you can start remembering. So whatever I'm teaching you, these are all my favorite questions of anyone who claim 15-year experience. I say, okay, let's say, or say I took a training and you know, or anything, you know, I'll ask, okay, we have an e-commerce website. Do you know what is e-commerce? First of all, a lot of people not know even that. So I'll explain them. E-commerce is a site where we involve in selling and you know the product and transactions is going on. Tell me 10 things which we would like to test, and then see how the person reacts. We'll say, okay, have you write down the test cases? Tell me what test cases you wrote in this job, and what are the fields in your test case, and so on. These are the very high probable interview questions. So if you feel any problem, okay, so if you feel any, there's another thing I want to show you. Okay, so once you log in, we have 15 more minutes. Go to manual testing, and if you go here to manual testing, every section has, one second, every section has the assignment. The last one, test yourself. So go here, there's a practical assignment. And you will struggle a little bit, you know, and you spend some time, one day, you know, to get familiar inside everything under the manual testing, and I will work with you. You see, the first question is write manual test cases, Gmail login functionality, how to write the test cases. And here is a video. So when you click this guy is explaining you. Hello everyone, this important, but I'm not saying that I'm moving. I can't wait for, you know. With the expected result, then it will be a case of fail. Fine. That is how we call as the test cases pass or fail. I'm moving, guys. You can move. So honestly, if you see, this is you know, he is explaining in this 10 or 15-minute video how he write the test cases using the Excel, and why we put it, because one of the, you know, the girl said, or one of the guys, you know, said, you know what, Jay, I got it. I can write, you know, if you can show me how to write in Excel. So he created the video. You follow it. But the first thing what I'm looking is, forget about Excel, you know, that can be done in few minutes, you know, with me. I want you write, first you read, understand, review the test cases written by that girl, and then be comfortable, ask questions. Then you take the pen and paper, try to write down there, see whether you can write down. Then it comes to the Excel, and then you try there. So there is a method for that. And then if you can do, great. If you're not able to do, it's still great, because you tried, and then we'll work and make sure in 1 week, 2 week, you know, slowly we can do. So that is already there. How, you know, he's explaining line by line how to write, and I already explained you. And this document is here. Oh, where is that? Too many windows I have, so. Okay, so one more last thing. So go under test cases, and test cases are under the test cases, and you have to a little bit spend time. There's a e-commerce testing checklist, and then there is a where is that? There's a Gmail test cases. Gmail, e-commerce. Don't try to read anything else. If you treat me as your mentor or guide, follow the things. You can access anything, whatever you want, but you will not get. Don't waste your time. You focus on Gmail, focus on e-commerce. Try to write the test cases, watch the video, and do other things like SDLC. Try to do, you know. Next week we will talk more what tester does and so on. Okay, there's another. I have 10-15 minutes. I would like now. The another thing is what is called defect. So something which doesn't work, like for example on this one, if you see this spelling is wrong, that is a defect. If you give the correct login password, if it doesn't work, it is a defect. If you click this link and link is not opening and it is hanging or broken, that is a defect. So whatever supposed to work is not working. is called defect. Whatever not supposed to work is working is also called defect. So let's say you're giving a wrong username and wrong password and you should able to log in. That is also a defect. Is working doesn't mean it's not a defect because it's not supposed to work. So keep in mind. So there's another question I'm asking you. This is my another favorite. I say, okay, what was your project? You say you're testing the e-commerce website. Good. Can you tell me some defect which you find on the project? And you will see the people sweating and they say, I don't remember right now. I did a few weeks back and I found a lot of defect, but I can't tell you. And this, what's the big deal, I mean, even though if you're not done, you can make the answer that, oh, I was trying to pay with the my debit card and the website was not accepting. That was a defect I found. I was trying to the price of the product was wrong and that was a defect. The image of the objects were not showing correctly. That was a defect. Even you can make the story which is correct and it's true that if you're trying to open the image and image is not displaying because there is a programming mistake, it's a defect. So as I said, the most important thing needed in the QA is the training which we are giving you. This kind of training where a little bit hands-on and realistic. And the second thing is common sense. If you do too much theory, do read too much, the Googling and thing, absolutely you go in the wrong path. You will never get out from that. And you will be always uncomfortable. So we will talk more about the defect because ultimately the testers are hired to find the defects. That's the only reason you get hired. Even though you write the test cases to find the defect. Why are you writing? Because you're making the list. So when the car will be available, you can test, or when the software will be available, you can test. So the good thing about the testing is they give you write the test cases and then they give you execute the test case. So let's say when the car is not ready, it will be ready in May or June, and you are hired in the February or March. Right now you are thinking what will you test, and that's going into the into a test cases. When the car will come in June, then you are not thinking what to test. You already have the list ready. That time you only following whatever is in your list. So that's another beauty of the job, tester job, that when you are thinking what to test, then you are not testing. And when you are testing, then you're not thinking, just following whatever route. And now here is another important thing which goes in your favor. When you write the test cases, who will validate that those things are you really that matters or not? BA, developers, your lead, your manager, these all going to help you and say, oh, you missed this thing. Oh, you missed this thing. This should be like this. This should be like this. So there's called the review meetings, and they all not reviewing like a teacher reviews in the college and give you a bad grade. Those are the people that are equally concerned that you should not miss anything. So just like, they will say, oh, okay, this is your testing. This is good, good, good. Oh, why did you not testing this thing? Why not? You should be. So once you write the test case, we do the review meeting in the company and we invite the BA, invite the developers, invite the project manager, invite your manager. And then they all read your test cases in the meeting. They will say, okay, good, this is good, this is good. So by the time you're going to start the testing, your test cases are finalized and approved. And again, it's not only by you, it is approved by a lot of great people around you in the company. So again, it it protects your job. You say, oh, okay, let's say later on someone say, you know what, you missed this testing. You say it was not in my list, and the list was reviewed by a lot of people that time. So if they were not knowing and nobody was knowing, then something is unknown. But of course, if something is in your list and you're not testing that, then that's your fault. You have already written that I will test this, means you are careless or you are whole day surfing, and when in the end you're just doing last 1 hour or so, of course, so that's a different thing. So it's a very important process, and that's why the way it goes like this: you go in the requirement meeting, you understand the requirement, then you write the test cases, then once you write the test cases, then you execute, then you find the defect and you report the defect. So I'm not going to teach you anything new. I'm going to show you how the defect report look like, and I'm going to show you how a requirement look like. I will teach you next week. I will also give you one website which has a lot of defects, and I will ask you to find the defect. That way you will learn how to, that will be another interesting activity. If I give you to find the defect in Gmail or Facebook, probably you will come and say, I didn't find anything because it's already tested many times. And, there's bug free, but there are some places where a lot of bugs are there. So so go here. So let me show you how the defect report look like here, and we will talk what is defect. Sorry if I was going a little fast today. I generally not do, but so the defect report will look like this. We will talk about this. This will be another job here. You find the defect. Which website you will test? You will test this website. It has a lot of defects, so we will test next week, and I will show you how. So this will all going to your real experience from pretty much from week 1. So we will do these activities, not this week. So right now you have to only focus on this email, writing the test cases, and doing some interview, the questions here. So IT company, SDLC, tester qualities, reading from the portal, everything. I don't send you anything. All the stuff is inside the portal. All the document, all the videos are there. Your videos, which you are, this is also going to be there. So you can watch as many times, and we'll go from there. Any questions, guys? We have almost approaching. Anything you want to ask, except the registration, we will send you the detail tomorrow. But besides that, if you have anything like any question related to test cases or anything, whatever we talk, you can ask. You have a few minutes. Next week, I will try to connect what tester does in the industry, because you need some knowledge like, what is defect report, what is test cases, what is test plan, what is requirement. So if you want to see the requirement, I'll show you. We have kept everything real. So, and my training is, I'm only meeting 90 minutes to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but we know how to teach, but it is 24/7 in some way. You don't have to study anything new. Chica. So no, not really. I'll let you know how. You can you keep with you. There is a way, actually. There is a whole mentorship. I'll show you where it is. Keep with you right now, but all your work will be here. So 1 second. Right? We're very high tech. I want you should use the things. So go here. And don't think like the assignment like the college assignment. We will work together. So if you go here, this is your area. You can you keep your resume with you. You can keep you can ask questions anytime. You can provide any suggestion if you not like anything, your assignments. So you go here and you can go and upload. You can add the assignments. All the assignment will be all the time up. You can resume builder, go here. We will do this too. From next time, we will start building. So how will you build? I'll show you, and you can save all the time. It will be accessible to you. So you will be right like this. I'm just showing you some stuff. You can say familiar with SDLC, you can say wrote test cases, uh, tested e-commerce website. I'm right now in a very loose, language, but later on, I just wanted to show you why you are studying. I don't think anyone have shown you so fast. Even in interpersonal skills, you can go here and you can say um, team player. I'm not saying you copy my stuff, but right now you just go here and then say um, passionate about testing work, um, think from user perspective, and then go and save. And all the time just save your resume. It will be in your profile all the time. Next day you can go again and keep updating side by side. All you have to give the name first. You can build as many copies as you want, because a lot of people don't know how to write the resumes and they always scared. So your resume, see, if I come here, I can go again tomorrow. I can go and update again, whatever I want. Once you fill up all these things, it can create automatically all the things. Um, Ask question anytime. Um, 1 second. So yes, you can upload your resume here. This is your assessment. When you're done with the question answers, you can go and say, go to IT company, let's say SDLC 4 questions. So you go here and these 4 questions. What do you mean by SDLC, this? Uh, Go here, and when you're done, you update yourself. You say, my score is 4 out of 4. First, I want to see that your score is done, and then I will ask some questions, based on that. If you're not, ask questions anytime. We are 24/7. Resume, your assessment. There's a video for the question and answer. All your work is online. And if you have any other suggestion or any other demand from us. We like you should demand, because we like the challenges and we're passionate. When you demand something, we will improve. So if you find any time, you can go and suggest whenever. If you want, you can make a suggestions, because here, go here. If you not like anything, just go and just suggest, Jay, I think this should be like this way. It will come to us and we'll analyze. Actually, I was reading one time Bill Gates, interview. He said he really learned. They improved the company mostly by listening to people. What they, because when you ask something, maybe something genuine. That's why you're asking something really hurting you, something you want, and we will pay attention to that. I'm not saying I have a solution for all your problems, but at least making this training good, hands-on. Your resume, interview. There's a job portal. You can go and look there too, and whatever best we can do in the reasonable way. If anyone is doing more than us, let us know, because we always look for our competitors. I have not heard anything. Yes, a lot of people give training, but how they give training is their, it's up to them. We want to do project based. We want very hands on. We want you work on the solution. You feel like not a trainee, as a team player, and you do from end to end. Not only just learning like a college, and when college is done, then you don't know how to make the resume, and then you don't know where to apply, and then you don't know what interview questions, and it happen a lot. A lot of people have degrees and things. We want you have all the things together. Your learning, your resume, your interview, your placement, and end to end. All right, guys. I don't want to exceed. It's already 4 minutes. So let's finish here, and then we'll follow up. Are we good? You need a lot of time to go inside my website and spend time, because and ask the things, and it will take you like 1 day to figure out where this and that, and it is good. You want to become a tester, you have to be hands-on. You start with our website and our solution. These are also the things you can test and put in your resume, that you're testing and improve our solutions. All right, good. Thanks a lot. So good night and see you next week. I'll follow up. Don't forget, I would like to see you guys all in the training, and give us a chance to work later.